Hiya, welcome to the shed. Today I'm going to just put some onions in some modules. I normally plant them outside, but it's been so cold and wet, yeah, it's no point doing it yet, so I'm just putting them in until they start to show some leaves. But while I'm out here, I'll just show you my potatoes. I've been chitting for about a month now, so here they are. So that's my first row. These are my swifts. You can see they're just starting to chit lovely on the ends there. So they're doing really well. My esteemers, they're just showing signs of life there. So that'll be fine. It's going to be another good month and a half before I put them in anyway. These here are my Marfonas, secondaries. So they're starting to get little chits on, and these here are my Cara main crops, and there's not much happening there, just a little bit possibly, and not a lot, but I mean, got months yet before those go in. So so yeah, as I say, today I'm going to do my onions, so yeah, follow along if you're interested. I think everyone does the same sort of thing. So it's just a repeat of what everyone else is doing, but hey ho, if you're interested, keep watching. So these are the modules I'm going to use. They're 40 space modules. I've put them in a little container there so I can water it down there. That's the same with that one, and I think I may have more than 40 onions in each of those. That's some shallots there. Some red barons, and some, I think it's called, do you know, sturons? Anyway, white onions. They're just sets. I am going to plant some seeds later, but I'll just put these going now. It's so cold outside. It's quite nice to be in the shed actually. I've got a heater in here, so it's not bad. And also, I went to Tesco's today and I bought a red currant to put in a pot. I've already got 3 blueberry bushes, which I keep in the garden, so yeah, so I thought I'd just add some red currants. I think, what were they? I don't think they're very expensive. They were £2, I mean, bargain. So yeah, see if they grow, but I'll do those in a minute. Okay, first to the onions. I think the camera went off then, but anyway, I'm going to put some vermiculite in there. I'll just do it by eye. That looks enough. And then let me just set you up over here. It's not very exciting, but hey, there's nothing on TV at the minute, so why not watch this rubbish? Hang on. So there we go. So I've purchased a new container from Tesco's. So let's go. I'm not measuring it out, I was just going to do it by eye, as they say. Anyway, there we go. One more, I think. There we go, let's see how that goes. So, it's like, hang on, mix it in. A bit of cookery, but vermiculite aerates the compost and keeps the nutrients in it, so should do a good job. So give it a good mix. Looks alright. And then over there, that one, and just fill up these. Nothing complicated. So there's some firm it down. Not too much though. Not compacted too much. This will dry. I'll water it afterwards. So that's what I do. Just fill it like that. And I'll just do the other one. And then we'll get back to the onions. So there we go. I've done four lots. I ran out of trays actually. I thought I'd more hanging around, but I can't find them. But and I put each of the modules in a little tray, and I put those in a big like a grow bag container used for my tomatoes. Just makes it easy to carry, because when I put them in, I'm going to put them into little cold frame that I made a couple of years ago, just to get them going. So let's start putting them in. What we need to do first of all is check each one. We don't need mold or anything, any rotten ones, soft ones, so I'm just going to go through and check them and make sure there's no rotten ones. Just toot it down a bit if I can. It's a bit mucky. So I'll start off with the stir-ons. I don't know how many I've got, but we do eat lots of onions, so, and they do heat well. So I put the bags. So there they all are. So we'll just check each one, make sure they're not soft. There's no sort of mould or mooge on them, anything that's going to cause any issues. See, that one there's got a little dig in it, so I won't use that one. Keep it to one side. So I'll just put him, I should put him just in that egg box for now behind the camera. So that's what I'm going to do, just check these over and make sure they're all fine. Should be right. This is the easiest way of growing onions, I think. I see that one there, that one's all sort of dried out, and yeah, I wouldn't plant that one. So they may grow, but it's just not worth it. So we've got so many of them that it's not worth it. But yeah, so see, that one's soft, so I won't use that one either. That's the trouble when you buy them in packets like this. You haven't got time to sort of check each one, so you're buying a few which you're going to throw away. But they're cheap as chips anyway. I think these were £1.30 or something like that, so it's pennies really. See, that one there's got like a dent in the top there, so I won't use that one. I can never do too many onions. Like I said, we do enjoy eating them. Oh, see, that one's quite feels quite soft, and this doesn't feel right. I'm no expert, but to me, if it doesn't feel right, then just bin it. It's just a little small enough there for now. Oops. See that one there? That one doesn't feel too good either, so maybe it's just because it's small, I don't know. See, that one's got a mark on it there. You can see it there. So I won't risk that one. Seems alright. Oops. That was a rotten one. He fell on the floor. Find that one later. These aren't looking too bad. Some small ones, but doesn't matter what size they are, they will grow, they'll fill out, so don't worry. I mean, this little tiny one here, that one will be fine. He'd grow into a pickled onion, I expect. I may not plant that one actually. Oh, what fun! Lockdown fun. Fed up watching Netflix. Fed up looking at the same view at the window. So well, that one there's a bit black there, so I won't use that one. So the rest, oh, he's soft. These are good. So is he. So these are all. These aren't too bad. Oh, that was soft. Small ones aren't too clever. Anyway, that should be enough onions. So what we got there, we got these here. I don't know how many's there, but we put them in and see what happens. So let's put these out of the way. We don't want to get them mixed up. Put them over here. So there. So what I'm going to do is find some of the big ones this one here. So we put them in containers. They're much easier to pick up. These are so thin. I try and use them every year, but these are so thin they will just bend all over the place and they'll fall out. So, so what I did forget is my little pricker. Now, what can I use instead? Oh, hang on, what's down here? Nothing of any use. A pencil will do it. Or pen do it. Right. So. All we need to do, again, you see hundreds of videos people planting onions, but that's the bottom end, that's where the roots come out, and the little pointy ends where your leaves come out. So it's the blunt end down. So I'm just going to make some holes, push it down, and that's it. As easy as that. Compost is quite soft anyway, so. The thing is, don't force them down because you don't want to damage the bottoms or compact the soil too much. So I'll just loosen these. It does keep caving back in on itself, but it doesn't really matter. Put them in. They won't mind. What you find, or what I find, is when I plant them outside, the birds tend to pull them up as well. They think there's a worm or something coming up, so they tend to yank them out. So tend to, for a little while, until the roots get established, you actually tend to be pushing them back in, battered against the birds. Unless your onions are trying to walk off, I don't know. But I put it down to the birds. Being a bit nosy. And then what I do, so I normally put them in sort of end of Feb, sort of March. I do cover them with a bit of fleece, just put a bit of fleece over the top, just keeps the frost off. I see the fleece will let the rain through and the light through. And I've done alright the last few years, just this year it's been so wet and so cold. I just thought I'd try it this way. Yes, I know lots of people do it this way, so it must work. Only what can go wrong is onions. Can't grow onions, something's gone wrong. So these, I think these are trays of, what are they, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I went to school, that's 40. So that's 40 onions there. According to my daughter, everything I learned at school's wrong. It's all different now. So I don't know. It must be just my age, but. When I was at school, 5/8 were a 40, so God knows what it is now. So that's those. And my leg's getting hot on the heater. I'm going to have to move the heater. Catch you bloody self on fire otherwise. Right. Shake. So that's the first tray done. So I'll do the same with the rest of these stir-ons. I mean, what's that? 40. Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll do another. I'll do the rest of these. Looks like it'll be about 30 there, and I'll get back to you. Right, see you directly. Well, there we go. Didn't take long. So we've got 80 stir-ons, so they're all in there, and 50 red barons. I've got some spare. Friend of mine at there we go. Friend of mine at work's just got an allotment, so give them to him, or I may even pot them up. But at the minute, 50 of those and 80 of those. That's not bad. I've got some schlots I'm going to do now. They grow slightly different to onions. These bulbs split, so one bulb like this. Hang on a minute. So So you plant one shallot and it splits, so at that one you'd get about, I don't know, 6 to 8 different shallots. So for each one you put in, times it by 8, and that's how many you're going to get. So I'm not sure how many I've got in there, I'll count it through in a minute. But I just put some compost in, that was that one. I might use a slightly bigger one because these are obviously bigger onions. But I'll just do that and then I'll get back to see it directly. Right, there we go. I've planted the shallots. I couldn't resist it. I had a spare pot and some compost. I didn't actually use a vermiculite in this. No other reason, and I forgot. Let's cover that one in a second. Yeah, so I planted some more red barons. So another 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know how many that makes now. But the shallots I've got 12, 13, 14, 15 shallots. Now each of these will split into about 6 to 8. So what's that? So it's 8 15s, 80, 120 shallots. If my maths is right. Like I said, according to my daughter, what I learnt's not right, so I'm sure that's 120. Anyway, it's quick maths, cigarette packet maths as I used to call it. So yeah, so I've got some space in this one. I do want to start growing some seed onions. I shall multi-sow those and just use them as spring onions, but I shall bring along when I do that as well, if there's anybody out there watching. So yeah, so that's it. I'm just going to put them into the little code frame I made a couple of years ago, and then I'll show you where they're going to be living for a little while. And I've also still got to plant that red currant, but right, so that's that. So here's a red currant plant from Tesco's, £2. It looks like, you can see it, but starting to grow some shoots there because it was inside Tesco's, so it was obviously nice and warm. So I'm hoping that by putting it outside it's not going to do any harm. Anyway, I'll pop that one in and I'll show you where I'm going to put it. So there's a red currant. Oh, I forgot his name. But anyway, he's planted in there. You don't want to put the compost too near the top. Fill it quite a lot, but don't put it too near the top because you want to be able to water it so all the water doesn't come out. These are my blueberries. I think I had 2 last year, but they're still not doing anything at the minute. 3 different varieties. I mean, that's a pretty good one, and it's actually starting to bud there. But I haven't pruned or anything. Not sure if you're supposed to, but anyway, you're supposed to have more than one blueberry because they pollinate each other. So we'll see how it goes. There's all my buckets here for my spuds. Got to take down the allotment. I'll grow some in buckets and some in the ground. Anyway, and over here, this is a little code from I built for some tomatoes. So they're all in there. So see what happens, and I'll update you when we get some life starting to appear. So what's it now? It's the date. Excuse the shaky camera. Just look at my watch. It's the 8th of Feb. So give them a couple of weeks and we'll see what's happening. But yeah, okay. See you directly.